So we've talked about what addiction isn't, what it is, how it best resolves. I did mention that I was going to kind of talk about some of this stuff. And so I'm going to talk briefly about some of the structures and maybe some additional resources that you might use if you're interested in doing this. First off, I'd like to mention as a resource a film called Pleasure Unwoven that was developed by a gentleman named Kevin McCauley. And I'd also like to give him credit because he's the person who I think has helped me really kind of understand how to convey what can be really complex information to people because of his expertise, which is better than mine for sure. And he's done a really good job of it. He also has a film out called Pleasure Unwoven that he's made for the public. It's pretty reasonably priced. If you want more information, that might be worth a shot. It's about a 70-minute film. There's NIDA, National Institute Drug Addiction. I'm sorry, I should know that. I'm questioning it, but NIDA would be another resource, so you can go online and look at their stuff. Another one is going to be ASAM, American Society of Addiction Medicine, and so they have a website that would have a lot of good information on it. Some of the structures that I was discussing, the pleasure circuitry would be maybe communication between the ventral tegmental area and the nucleus accumbens. And so if you were to Google kind of those structures and addiction, you might be able to get some interesting research. And some of the other structures that have been identified in impulse control and executive function are going to be the orbital frontal cortex and the anterior cingulate cortex. And of course, memory is going to be hippocampus, and amygdala is believed to be primarily responsible for, partly responsible at least for kind of that initiation of drive state. And so kind of typing in some of these structures and role in addiction or something like that might get you into some of the research that's available on all of this stuff. I have to warn you that when you start getting into some of this research, it's not written in lay terminology, and it can be kind of heavy. Some of the films like Pleasure Unwoven, et cetera, might make that more available or understandable for lay persons. I really want to thank everybody for coming here today. I appreciate it, and I appreciate all the family members that are viewing this at home, taking the time out of your own busy schedules to better understand what your loved ones are going through. This is complicated, and you can tell that we just spent a lot of time discussing this. It's a lot of information to try to digest in one sitting. But this is a complex disorder, and it's hard sometimes for people to fit it into their own experiences to really understand it. Maybe for you, I just stop. That's what I do. Makes sense. Maybe for you, consequences would change your behaviors, and then hopefully this helps you understand why maybe some of the things that you've tried with your loved ones haven't worked, and help you understand, more importantly, how to be more supportive and understanding of what it is that they're going through. Anyway, thanks so much for coming today.